All right, what's going on YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Let's speak on Kell Brook really defeating Frankie Gavin this past weekend. It was a seek and destroy type of fight for Kell Brook. It really wasn't supposed to be competitive, in my opinion. I thought Frankie Gavin was a step up from JoJo Dan stylistically because Gavin's a defensive first type of fighter, slippery in there. Uh, but he just doesn't have the power to keep Kell Brook off him, and Kell Brook was just pushing forward the entire fight. I mean, Gavin could fight good on his back foot and everything, but he just didn't have the power. And then if he did land something good, something meaningful, it he didn't really follow up with anything. He's just trying to. He was like he was always in survival mode in that fight. He just really didn't have anything for Kell Brook, okay? Kell Brook was hunting him down the whole time, and Kell Brook is bigger, stronger, more power, and good boxer at that. Um, Gavin didn't have anything for Kell Brook. So what's next? This is how I feel. I'm watching the fight, and I understand the game. You got to make money. Eddie Hearns is promoter. He just won the title recently. It really hasn't been that long since he beat Sean Porter. Probably maybe about a year now, whatever, leading up to a year since he beat Sean Porter and got the IBF title. Then he had his injury and he was out for a little bit. Now he fought JoJo Dan. He fought Frankie Gavin. And these are guys that's in the rankings too in his division. So he's fighting legit guys. But I feel like the whole Brandon Rios thing, I seen him call Brandon Rios before. I believe he called him out even when he fought JoJo Dan and beat him. And, I hear Eddie Hearn is saying it's time to get a big name. And it's cool. I understand they're trying to make money, and plus he's trying to make up for that time period where he wasn't fighting. But I feel like the way that the guys that he's fighting right now, and if he fights Brandon Rios, because Brandon Rios is definitely a good fighter, but he's been on a losing streak. I mean, besides Mike Alvarado, who has he beaten lately? Since he's moved up to 140, 147, he hasn't really fought anyone, and he's gonna get a title shot possibly. That's the guy that they're trying to get a fight with right now, Brandon Rios. Rios looked great against Alvarado in his third fight. I was most impressed with Rios in that fight. I mean, Rios was doing things that I never seen him do before, or at least not since he moved up. This was the best. That was the best I've seen him. Are we going to continue seeing him fight that way? Is he going to stay committed to the gym like he said before when he beat Alvarado in the third fight? He looked great in that fight, and I'm not trying to take anything away from him. But I want to see Kell Brook fight these real top 147 pounders. I want to see the Khan fight. I want to see Kell Brook fight Tim Bradley. I would love to see that fight. I would love to see him fight Keith Thurman. Okay, those are the guys. I mean, I still wouldn't even mind seeing him fight Devin Alexander. I mean, not right now, but I wouldn't even mind seeing that fight. I think Alexander could give him a little better, some better work than Gavin and JoJo Dan did. But because I remember before that fight even came up, like before when I wasn't really on a YouTube community, but those are one of those fights we used to talk about, like as boxing fans, like I don't know, who would win between Kell Brook, Devin Alexander, and back then, before Devin Alexander lost to Porter and lost to Khan now, you would think that would have been a good fight, especially because Kell Brook didn't really step up yet in that point in his career, at least. So I feel like they're still taking baby steps with him, but I don't think they need to because it's clear at this point that he's an elite fighter. He's an elite fighter at this point. Kell Brook should be fighting the best. And I can't wait until he fights some of those other guys I just named. Brandon Rios could possibly give him a good fight. I mean, the worst we've ever seen Kell Brook is when he fought Carson Jones. And Brandon Rios is a better fighter than Carson Jones and fights the way Carson Jones was fighting against Kell Brook in that fight. All right, that first fight. Of course, Kell Brook went on to destroy him in a rematch, but Brandon Rios could give him a good fight. He definitely could, and Rios is not a guy that I think Kell Brook would stop. I mean, it'd be very impressive if he was to stop Brandon Rios. But I mean, the fight is cool. It's just cool. But the guys that I want to see Kell Brook fight are like the Bradleys, the Khans, the Thurmans. Those are the guys that I would like to really see Kell Brook, even Floyd Mayweather. Even Manny Pacquiao. Even on Marquez. I don't know what's up with Marquez. I don't know if he's going to retire or not. But those are the fights I would rather see more so than a Brandon Rios fight. All right, because just because. But yeah. And anyway, at the end of the day, I think it's clear cut that Kell Brook is legit. He is an elite fighter at 147, one of the best, one of the top 5 fighters at 147. Not just the title. He's definitely the top 5 up there. I like watching him fight, and the more I see him fight, the more I think I'm not even sure who won between him and Keith Thurman. I'm not. I don't even know if I don't even know if I still think Keith Thurman can beat him, man. Because I really think, as far as skills, I think Kell Brook has a slight advantage, but Keith Thurman and his athleticism and his quickness and his power, it's just so close to call it, but I've always said, I think Kell Brook is Keith Thurman's most dangerous opponent. All right, and Kell Brook has power himself, so a lot of good fights need to be made. I mean, Brandon Rios is cool, but hopefully we get these other fights that we want to see. And that's it. So I'll probably make another video once they confirm who's next. I know they say it's a big name. They're ready for a big name now to bring out to the UK. So we'll see what happens from there. I doubt it'll be Keith Thurman or any of these guys that I named, but it's probably going to be Brandon Rios. All right. So I'll see you on the next one.